I became a believer when I was living in Cyprus. After 9 months of fighting, arguing, and asking questions against Christianity in a church which were started by IMB, God touched my heart. So I gave my heart to the Lord, and I went to my wife and I said, Sepida, I gave my heart to the Lord, and my wife told me, I'm so happy. This happened for me last week and I was praying for you.
I became a believer in 1998. I was reading Bible because I was interested to know what is in the Bible, but I believed that Bible is corrupted, and the book Bible helped me to see what is the God's plan. So finally I bowed down and said, I surrender myself to you, and really after that I had a deep relationship with God.
In 2000, we forced to leave Cyprus and we moved to Turkey. And God connected us to IMB missionaries in Turkey. They said, long time we were praying for somebody to come here and start house church among Iranian. God blessed that house church in Turkey. And some of the new believers, they moved back to Iran. After a few months, they called me and they said, we shared our faith and 15 people became believers. What should we do? So I feel I need to go and help their ministry. In one of those trips, I feel God calling me to move to Iran. So after just a few weeks, a month, and we moved to Iran in 2003. First week, we started First Church, 2 members, my wife and I. But God blessed that church and became 3 house churches and 70 believers, and God protected us for 7 years. But in Christmas in 2009, we celebrating Christmas, and door opened. One camera came in and more than 20 secret police came to our Christmas party. And they arrested me, and in midnight they put me in cell in Rajai Shah prison. When they opened the door and they put me in and closed the door, I scared. I am flesh and blood. I'm human. For 21 days my family didn't know where I am. Am I alive or no? After 34 days, they were able to come to prison to visit me. While I was in prison, I really understood. This is not me to keeping that faith. This is God who, even in that persecution time, is with us, and He is keeping our faith. After 3 months in prison, I was able to put up bail and release to return to the court as needed. They charged me with 2 crimes against the government and against Islam. When he failed, he looked at me eye to eye and he told me, I will find something against you to kill you for. Come back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, when I returned to the court, I found that judge was out sick. Day after, I went to the court. Prosecutor came, took me and my lawyer to the different court, new judge. I didn't know what's going on. And prosecutor who wrote against me, he asked new judge, sentence him 1 year probation and close the case and let him go. I had no idea why. After a few days, my lawyer called me and told me, do you know what happened? I said, no. Do you know why they moved your document to the different court? I said, no. He said, the judge who wanted to kill you, he died, and other judges afraid God, and they want to send you out. Don't come back here. I don't want to see you. God always protect His children. But there is one very important thing. God didn't promise you are not going to face the persecution. But God promised, always, I am with you. And He was.
When you are thirsty, you need water. And when you become familiar with God, God gives you the living water. So without Him, I will die. So that's why I prefer to have persecution rather than dying.
And also, God didn't invite us to the very successful life, and He didn't promise if you become believer, you have everything good. Even He invited us, take your cross and follow me. This is the life, and this is the path of the Christianity.
I can say persecution was good, not because it was pressure, because more than the pressure, the presence of God was with us, and the taste of sweetness of presence of God was more than the bitterness of the persecution.
So I want to say, if you are in the middle of the suffering because of your faith, His presence give you strength. He promised He is with you all the time, and you can feel His arm, His warmness of His arm, and He give us peace.